Mike Moroney might have meant it as a throwaway line, then again he might not have. But when he claimed Vega Mask would have been given 53 kilograms for the Melbourne Cup and ambled into the field if he was a European, you could almost sense a collective nod from every frustrated local trainer and owner looking from the outside in at Australia's great race. Moroney's hard luck story is well known. Stranded at number 25 last year and then beaten in the Lexus Stakes by a jockey who breached the whip rule this year, left floundering 2 spots outside the field. But the real issue is, shall we want horses that win key Australian lead-up races such as a Geelong Cup or the Metropolitan in the field for the Melbourne Cup? The ballot-free edition of the Bart Cummings guaranteeing the winner automatic qualification into the Melbourne Cup 2 years ago was a step in the right direction. It joins the Lexus Stakes, the traditional 11th hour saloon to gain a cup start. But why do we only give our local stayers 2 chances to shore up a spot in the race? Why aren't there 4, maybe 5, races spread across the calendar which would only add to the Melbourne Cup intrigue? When horses such as the Metropolitan winner Foundry, who admittedly lost form thereafter, and Geelong Cup hero Vega Mask, which ground out a consolation win in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes on the final day of the Flemington Carnival, can't get enough weight to get into the race, it's a concern. Perhaps a bigger concern is preliminary figures from Tabcorp suggesting wagering was down more than 5% on this year's Cup. It's usually a good barometer of interest in the race. And having 11 internationals scattered with form lies which perplex local punters is perhaps starting to stifle betting. That for a second think the Melbourne Cup doest need the European throng, because quite frankly there would be no debate over emergences if they were at here. There's not enough depth in the local staying ranks at the moment. The Metropolitan, 10 runners, the Bart Cummings, 12, Geelong Cup, 12, Mooee Valley Gold Cup, 7, and Bendigo Cup, 7, were hardly overflowing with huge fields. But shall we be making it easier for the informed locals to get into the field than the current predicament they find themselves in? Caulfield Cup history. Just on the Melbourne Cup, it's staggering to think of the Caulfield Cup's wretched recent history in producing winners of Australia's great race. Not since viewed in 2008 has a Melbourne Cup winner used the Caulfield Cup as its final lead-up to the first Tuesday in November. In between the Herbert Power, Geelong Cup, Cox Plate, Lexus Stakes and the Bart Cummings have all been races which have put the polish on the Cup winner. This year, Cup favourite Marmelo was the best of the Caulfield Cup graduates, and he only laboured home in 9th. The rest of those which came out of Boom Time's Caulfield Cup win wobbled home behind him. Maybe the Caulfield Cup's relevance to Melbourne Cup betting markets has never been so overstated. Waterhouse's star model.